Hey guys, so it's Shane from LazerGaming. In this video, I'm talking about the woman in Battlefield controversy again. I thought I was done with this, but an interview came out with Patrick Sutherland, a developer at EA and sort of DICE. He works with DICE as well, specifically on Battlefield games. And he was just talking about sort of the women in Battlefield, and his reasoning why they were in it was just a little weird. And honestly, it just doesn't make sense. So I'm just going to sort of talk about that. I usually do a little intro with my giveaways, but I'll just have that information down below in the description because I just want to get right into this video. So, on the women in Battlefield, this is something that the development team pushed, he said. Battlefield 5 is a lot about the unseen, the untold, and the unplayed. Perfectly fine, understand that. The common perception is that there were no women in World War II. There were a ton of women who both fought in World War II and partook in the war. And well, it is a lot less than men. That's also somewhat true. And basically he just says, he's talking about sort of the community outrage that came out of this from parts of the community. And then he gets into this part, and this is just not too good. He says, we felt like in today's world, and he says, I have a 13-year-old daughter that when the trailer came out and she saw the flag, she asked me, Dad, why is this happening? Sutherland said. She plays FORTNITE and says, I can be a girl in FORTNITE. Like, why can't I be a girl in Battlefield? And this is where it's like, what do you mean? It's like, so she's 13, and then he responds, how the hell am I going to respond to this? And I just said, you know what? You're right. This is not okay. That's not the right response to that. The right response is to say that many women weren't drafted into World War II by many countries. Many women just didn't fight in World War II at the same level as men. Just statistically, 95 or at least 99% of the fighters in World War II were men. There were some women that fought, but the majority of them were helping out in factories and helping out as nurses. They still perfectly contributed to the war, and that's fine, but they weren't on the front lines. And he also says those are people who are uneducated. They don't understand that this is a plausible scenario. And it's like, okay, that's even worse when they say that, oh, the people who don't understand that there can be women on the front lines of World War II, or even like a quarter of our server can be women on the front lines, are uneducated. This is where it just takes a bad turn. And then he even goes on to say, you have two choices, either accept it or don't buy the game. And so, like, this is where it just gets kind of bad. One, you should never call your consumer base uneducated, because a lot of these people who are bringing up these claims are educated. They just want a World War II simulation game. And I'm fine if they come out and say this game isn't a simulation, but they're trying to say that it's an immersive, realistic, plausible World War II scenario. They don't really get why they're going that direction. They could just say, we're just trying to take some liberties because we feel like this would fit the 21st century a little more. We're not trying to make an immersive World War II game. Just come out and say that and it'd be fine. But the issue is they are trying to make an immersive World War II game, and yet they still have this stuff in it. Something I came across is, I play Battlefield Hardline a decent amount on this channel, and something that was in that game is there's an option to hide customization. Now this is funny because Battlefield Hardline was one of the most unrealistic battlefields. It was 64-man cop and robber battles. It was actually pretty fun, but it was supposed to be kind of goofy and it didn't take itself seriously. But even Hardline included an option to hide customization, and it doesn't seem that Battlefield 5 is going to do that. Now I really hope they do that. If some people in the community continue to push, hopefully they will do that, but it doesn't seem like it at that point. I don't get why a game like Hardline can do that and a game like Battlefield 5 can't even do that, even though like having these customizations will hurt the immersion in a game like Battlefield 5 a lot more than it would hurt the immersion in Hardline. Now in addition to this, a 13-year-old girl shouldn't even be able to play Battlefield 5. Like, that's not supposed to be their target audience. The game's rated 17+, so I don't get why they're sort of designing their audience around girls who can play females in FORTNITE. Now I understand that many people still play the game who are under that age, but I don't really think that they should develop a game to target an audience that's young. I feel like they should target their core audience, who are mainly like older teenage boys, like 16, 17 through 20. That's really their target audience and the people who buy the majority of their games. And I understand that they want to bring more people into the game, but having a female in a World War II game isn't going to convince more females to play FORTNITE than Battlefield. A lot of more females play FORTNITE because it's a lot more laid back, it's a lot more chill, and it's sort of a lot more easy to have fun on a game like that, even if you're not doing too well, especially if they're new to video games. In Battlefield, if you're going like 5-20 in a conquest game, it's not going to be very fun because you're getting destroyed the whole time. In Fortnite, it can be really intense even if you get one kill and make it all the way to the end game. So I don't really understand why they're trying to, one, target the Fortnite market, especially with the Battle Royale as well. They're saying that they don't really want our money, and they're saying either accept it or don't buy the game, but then they're going out and putting an unrealistic Battle Royale mode in where they're clearly trying to grab people's money. So there's really just a lot of contradiction going on. I'm not sure if this is the actual reason. It doesn't seem like the actual reason, but this is just really a bad way to present it. This got a lot of flack on Twitter and Reddit, people just saying, I put some comments up on the screen. I even left a comment and it got quite a bit of likes just in a response to a guy who brought up a really good point. I just don't really get what they're doing with this. They should have just left the controversy. It had almost blown over, honestly, and then he had to come out and say this more information. I know you guys, some of you guys don't like me covering this kind of stuff, but there's not too many people that do this, and I really feel like I should sort of bring the information to you guys and tell you guys what the developers are saying within the community. If you guys are new here, don't forget to subscribe down below, and don't forget to check out my giveaway information in the description below. It's about a Battlefield 5 giveaway and a $20 gift card giveaway. But again, boys, that's what it is for this video, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.